The claim that John Hanson was the first president of the United States is a widely circulated, but often misunderstood part of American history. While there is some truth to Hanson holding a presidential role, it's important to understand the context, the title he held, and the government structure at the time. Here's a breakdown of how John Hanson became president and why. 1. The historical context, the Articles of Confederation. Before the current U.S. Constitution was adopted in 1789, the United States was governed by the Articles of Confederation, ratified in 1781. Under the Articles, there was no executive branch, or president like we have today. The government was a unicameral legislature, called the Congress of the Confederation. Each state had one vote, regardless of population. The role of presiding over Congress rotated annually. This means there was a president, but only in the sense of a presiding officer of Congress, not a head of state or chief executive. 2. Who was John Hanson? John Hanson was a merchant and public official from Maryland, known for his support of the American Revolution and leadership in colonial and early national politics. 3. How he became president. After the Articles of Confederation were fully ratified in March 1781, the first Congress under the Articles was formed. In November 1781, John Hanson was elected the first President of the United States in Congress assembled under the fully ratified Articles. This position was not elected by the public, but by members of Congress. Hanson was chosen in part due to his reputation as a fair, diplomatic leader. Maryland's delegation, his home state, also had considerable influence in that first Congress. 4. What his role involved. As President of Congress, Hanson chaired meetings of Congress, handled correspondence, signed official documents, and ensured laws were executed by the states, not by a federal executive. He had no veto power, no executive authority, and no independent military command. Hanson's role was more ceremonial and administrative than executive. 5. Why some people call him the first president. Some historians and sources, especially in the 19th century, began to refer to John Hanson as the first president because he was the first to serve a full one-year term under the Articles after its final ratification. He held a national office with the title President of the United States in Congress assembled. However, there were other presidents of Congress before and after him, including Peyton Randolph, Continental Congress, 1774. John Hancock, 1775 to 1777. Thomas Mifflin, after Hanson. But none of these roles were equivalent to the presidency established under the U.S. Constitution in 1789, which George Washington was the first to hold. John Hanson became president because he was elected by his peers in Congress to preside over the new government formed under the Articles of Confederation. While his role was important in helping stabilize the new nation post-revolution, he was not the first U.S. president as we define the role today. That distinction rightfully belongs to George Washington, who became the first constitutional president of the United States in 1789.